Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Don DiBiase, and I just figured, if you're watching this, you probably know who I am. So, I've never done anything like this before. I had a TV show back in 2010 called Studio DTV, and I figured, I posted about, being in business and self-employed 10 years. So, I said also that I'd attach a video to it, and I kind of just had this idea to do a video about just everything that's happened in my life over the last 10 years, and I've really never done anything like this, so this is just completely off the cuff, and I just felt like instead of typing, I've been more of a personal guy to just talk. People know me as like a talker, of course, so I don't know how long this is going to be. This could be a minute, this could be 10 minutes for all I know, so guys like Neil Sheehan, Courtney Sheehan, James Vegas, Marty Rubles, Randy Kelly, everybody that knows me, get ready. This might be long, okay? So before you have a chance to post and rip on me, I'm gonna set it out straight. So, and don't worry, Neil, I'm not gonna rip on the whole music industry and everything. That'll be the next video. So I don't know. I just figured, you know what? It's been a crazy 10 years of my life, and I just kind of want to share it with you. So to start off, for everybody that knows me, I came from a band called Gatlin that went strong for 10 years, and then right when that ended, I just didn't feel like going back to a day job. So to try to make the longest story as short as possible, I decided to go into producing. A guy named Lawrence Gelberd, who we call LG, was kind of a hero of mine in the producing world, and I just loved what he did with the Gatlin stuff, rearranging chords and stuff, and I was really into that. I was really never into the sonics and all that stuff, but I liked putting stuff down and the melodies and guitars meshing with each other, so it kind of got me going. And from that whole idea, it spawned into a lot of stuff. Guys like Neil Sheehan and Billy Morris took me under their wing, and Billy took me on tour with his bands. He was in Quiet Riot at the time, and I got the guitar tech for him and go on the road. And Gatlin did a lot of Weekend Warrior stuff, and so from that point on, I got to do that. And then Neil was booking shows at the time, so I did a lot of that stuff. And then it spawned into producing, and then here it is 10 years later. I've done almost 500 records and projects, whether it be EPs, full lengths, singles. I've got to do a lot of national records. Was involved in producing 17 bands. I got a record deal. Mostly thanks to Neil too for shopping those. And I don't know. I just never really. I thank a lot of my friends and family and stuff like that all the time. If you post this stuff, but I figured, hey, do one video to cover it all. So now I know I'm gonna get a lot of texts and stuff because I'm gonna forget a lot of people, but. It's like 3 in the morning here. I'm in my own studio, which is amazing. I'm really excited and really happy and blessed to be in. And, just there's so much, like a lot of negative posts on Facebook and stuff. And I always try to, a lot of people always email me and comment and always say that, oh, you always put positive posts out. And it's like, I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody noticing that and stuff. I always try to keep it as positive as possible. And, I have bad days too. And, but I don't know. This is just something I wanted to do completely different than the TV show, and this is just as real as it gets, for me. And I've had a crazy life over 10 years, and I've gotten to do a lot of touring. I've toured with some great bands: Luna Mortis, Modern Day Escape. I toured Beneath the Sky. Got to tour For Today. And recently I've been touring a lot with a band called Unsaid Fate and Mushroom Head. I got to admit, when I was younger, I was really never a Mushroom Head fan. I was never really a fan of the music. But now, after seeing what they've done and getting kind of close to those guys, mad respect for them. The stuff that they could do, especially after 20 years, is just mind-blowing. I've gotten real tight with Skinny. Looked up to him a lot in the recent times from a lot of standpoints as like a producer and all this stuff. Tommy Church has always been one of my heroes as far as guitar playing and stuff. So, like I said, this post might not make a lot of sense. I might spawn off in a lot of different angles, but I just felt like I wanted to kind of, I don't know, man, just talk a little bit. And just, it's 3 in the morning and I haven't really slept, so, because I've been doing a lot of stuff. So, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I've done a lot of cool things. I've been really, really excited about that. And I just feel real blessed. I really feel really happy. I could truly say that I have been the happiest I've ever been in my life in these last few years. I've gotten to do a lot of cool things. I've worked really, really hard for it. But also just, I think it really starts a lot with my family. My mom, my dad, my sister have supported me throughout everything. And I really want to thank them. I love them. Love you guys very much. And, especially my sister and I have gotten real tight recently. I always call her from tour. I always call her from the road, call her from the studio, wherever I'm at. And congrats to her because she's getting married. In recent times she got engaged. And she's going to be marrying a great guy named Brandon. So I'm really happy for her. And, then it also kind of starts with all my immediate family. My cousins, Frank, Danielle, and Dino, I've grown up with them all my life. Frank's like my best friend in the world, and we've grown up watching wrestling together since, WrestleMania 3, and we're getting ready to watch WrestleMania this Sunday, so I'm so stoked. So Frank, love you, appreciate it, and I feel that, all that camaraderie is me being a kid growing up. That I felt like started off a lot of foundation for me, it's just been evolved from there. And then, I got to thank, John Drake, Pat Oles, Mike Morrison, Warren Cadle, Dave Miller, and, anybody that's been involved in the Gatlin camp, Steve, Kenny, every regime of Gatlin is really kind of what started me off, and it still is definitely my roots. I'll never forget that. And as a matter of fact, neither will any of you guys, because there's going to be some good news coming up about that soon. And then in the new regime with APG, Dave, one of the funniest guys I know, Johnny Marsh, and of course Tony, who I've gotten really, really close with. And he's been in a killer band lately called Along Came a Spider, who's killing it right now. I've been lucky to produce 2 of their records. Their second one comes out later this year. There's no way I could express and even come close to thanking all the names of all the bands I've produced. I've probably got to know about 10,000 people in my lifetime now over the last 10 years. I mean, touring halfway around the world, traveling, all the bands I've produced from every state, Canada, Italy, band coming in from Norway soon. I've produced bands from all over the world and artists, and they've made me who I am, and really kept a lot of the stuff I've done alive. I figured at a point I'd hit a certain breaking point to go, wow, I've done this a million times, but just even to the record I did recently, a band called Metal Mafia, I've done new stuff on there too, that like every record becomes just a new story, and it's just amazing. So I love what I do. I've made a lot of really, really close friends throughout this. After Gatlin, I've played a lot with the band called Unsaid Fate. I've played with them back in the day in 2006. And I've gotten very, very close to Jackie and Mike LaPonza, very, very close to them. And they've become 2 of my best friends recently, and we're getting ready to tour again, which I'm really, really happy about, which is a spoiler leaker, because that was actually supposed to be announced tomorrow. I don't know, man, that's been great. And Jackie and Mike's dad, who we call Mr. LP, played in a band with my father back in 1970, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, D-Van, who's in that band too, I've gotten close with because he plays in my favorite punk band of all time called How About No. And I'll be working with those guys again soon. And, all the other bands, like I said, I'm going to forget a lot of names, but a lot of the names that come to mind, Forever and Terror, like Johnny Burke, Nick, Nate, Josh, and even Tim, who was their first singer, and Chris Bianchi. That band was the first band that I ever produced that got a record deal. So my hat's off to them, because those guys really, really, really set the tone for me. And later on in life, Johnny got to do a lot of records with me and for me, and he actually became a better mixing engineer than myself, and so my hat's off to him. And also Jeremy Stempert, who I still have some relations with now, and getting ready to work on a whole new regime with him on mixing and stuff. He's been a lot of savior on me in my time. And got to thank Neil Sheehan, of course, too, because Neil, you were a huge influence on me on a lot of business levels and stuff. And now recently, getting ready to start to do a lot of stuff on my own, kind of beyond Neil in the sense that I used to lean on Neil for everything, and now I've done a lot on my own. Much my hat off to him, and congrats and success with all the Black Veil Bride stuff and all the other bands for I love, who I've been lucky enough to produce, and who I'm getting ready to do their second record in the fall and winter. And I'm really, really, really fortunate. And so now I'm starting off, I'm going to be branding 2 new companies this year. One day I'll bring back Studio DTV. I'm producing a whole new slew of bands. And at the same time, I'm touring and traveling more in my 30s than I ever thought I would ever. So just when I thought my playing career was done, a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're too old, this and this." I've gotten back in shape, and I've been touring and traveling again. And I feel like a part of me is just getting started. I'm really, 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 really fortunate to be playing and stuff. And I have to thank James Vegas, Nathan Tant, and Ryan, also Ryan from From My Love, because those 3 guys were 3 guys that really, really heavy influence on me, helping me lose a lot of weight and helping me get back in shape. And if it wasn't for those guys, man, I might be 400 pounds right now. So, I've gotten really close to a lot of those guys. I've gotten close to Marty Rubles, who was in Modern Day Escape as well. We were tight like brothers. Luke and John from the band Infant Dust in Iowa, and all my Iowa family. It's like a second home to me, and I cannot wait to tour your city in May. Cedar Falls, Waterloo, Iowa, and of course Clear Lake, Iowa, where the surf ballroom is with all the Senseless Beauty guys and stuff. Like, Iowa's truly a second home to me. And also, of course, can't forget Terre Haute. That's like a second and a half. Like, Iowa and Terre Haute, Indiana are both tied for second homes for me. And of course, New Jersey, because of Addison, yes, and Iron Sediment and all those guys out there. Like I said, I can't even name everybody, but I also have to give my hat off to the Beneath the Sky guys, because those guys were the first band I truly toured with that wasn't Gatlin or APG, and I played bass for them, and I got really, really tight with all those guys. Joey and Jeff have been some of my closest friends as well, and like I said, I just wish I could name everybody. I mean, I wish I could name all 500 projects that I've done. I've gotten to work with some bigger acts too. I've gotten to work with Vanilla Ice, which was amazing. And I don't know, man, just making friends all along the way in these last 10 years. I've actually, to be really true, there was a few times I thought about giving it up, in the sense of, when finances were tough, and I was in a hospital like 3 times for exhaustion and overworking and overdosing on caffeine to try to stay awake. I have stayed, straight edge almost all this time. I mean, the amount of alcohol I might have had wouldn't even equal 6-pack of beer. Never did a drug in my life. And, I don't know, man. It's just, I guess I just really felt the need to just kind of be real. Most of you have probably hit stop on this and moved on by now because you're that bored. If you did, cool. If you didn't, awesome. You're still with me. I don't know. I just wanted to thank everybody, and I just felt like the last 10 years have been the greatest. And I've had a lot of ups and downs, mostly all ups. Can't thank family and friends enough for that. And I don't know, man. It's just, it's so weird because I think I've experienced more in my lifetime than some people, more in my life now up to 37 years of age than most people will experience in a lifetime. And I don't know. It's like I really feel very, very blessed, and I just do not want anyone to forget my roots. And there's a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. I mean, like some close friends like Mike Zarnecki, Scott Medvitz. I mean, we used to get together and play guitars and driveway all the time. Scotty, I've not forgotten about you. We're going to do that this summer. Randy Kelly, we've been hanging out a lot again. I just feel there's a lot of my friends that I feel like I have neglected, but I know they understand that everything I've got going on. I work 15 to 20 hours a day. That's no joke. I'm trying to scale it down, but it's not. It's slowly working. I've had 3 assistants, and my 3rd one now is killing it. Lauren, she's the best. I've had her for about a year. And Erica Swan really helped me out a lot too when she was between jobs. So I really thank you a lot. And my first assistant ever, Megan, who is killing it now in the military. And, you know, another person I really especially have to thank, in these last 10 years, I've only been in one relationship. And it was for 3 years. It was with a girl named Mary. Her name's Mary on Facebook. And we've learned a lot. You know, we've had our ups and downs. But when we split, it was on a neutral, mutual basis. And she kind of let me set free because I got so busy with my career. And I never really had a chance to publicly thank her, because now, here it is 5 years later, I've been single, and her and I are still really close friends. And I'm really proud of her because she got her life together on a huge level. And she introduced, I was never really an animal guy, but we got a pug together named Lucky. We call her Little Mooski, and that little dog changed my life in a lot of ways. And because of my schedule, Mary takes care of her and a lot for me, and that really means a lot. And Mary's really been a good guiding light for me because she's seen the worst of me, and she's really helped me stay healthy, give me a lot of good advice, and taking care of Lucky for me, which I can't thank her anymore. So Mary, I love you, and I really just want to thank you too. And you know, and one of the coolest things too is I got to thank Andy Gettner, who's a good family friend. Because of him, he got my dad in the band again. My biggest dream ever, besides taking care of my family financially and supporting them and stuff, when I make it, that was always my dream, is to take care of my family, and I've been able to do that recently a lot. And you know, Andy created probably the biggest dream that I never thought I could see. My dad played in a band all his, you know, life through his teens and through his early 20s, and then he met my mom, got married, and they had me, and he retired for 40 years, and it was always a dream to see my dad play in a band. My dad is my ultimate hero. My dad is the one person I look up to more than anybody in the world. He taught me how to play guitar, and now after 40 years, you know, watching him on stage is mind-blowing now. I actually get to physically see it. I never got to see it, and that was the one thing I thought was always missing, and that almost kind of completed my life. Which is kind of the reason I made this video, because now I really feel like if it all ended today, I truly don't feel there's any stone that was unturned now. I've done everything I've wanted to do, and I've accomplished all my goals for phase 1. Now I feel like in phase 2, I want to do all these things. I want to keep touring. I want to tour till I physically can't, or till they shut the door on me. I want to produce another 500 records. I want my company to last another 10 years. I plan to retire at 40, but screw it, I want to go till I'm 50 or 60. I want to keep just going. I want to write a book on my career, my life. I have even dreams to like possibly intern or work at Lucasfilm. You know, and a lot of course, everyone knows I'm a huge wrestling fan. So, wrestling's in my blood. That's really one of the biggest things that's kept me going. That's the one release I have, so I'm still a fan, so I don't like to work in the inner workings, even though I did get to do a song with the WWE for a wrestler named Dolph Ziggler with the Modern Day Escape guys. But that was too close to comfort, because working with their music director, he gave me some spoilers I didn't want to know. So wrestling, I'll keep a fan. Star Wars, I'd love to get in the inner workings with. And you know, I just have a whole other phase of my life I want to get to. And you know, I know I'm rambling on now, but the point is, I don't really even know what I've said over the last 10, 15 minutes. I don't even know what time it is right now, but on the camera. But if you're still with me, thanks for not clicking stop. Thank you for everybody for all your support. And I really just, you know, I'm really happy where I'm at in my life, and I'm happier than I've ever been. And yeah, just thanks, you know, for sticking with me through all my bands, through my companies, through the times that I've been busy and locked in the studio, and had to say no to a lot of people, to a lot of events. And you know, just hope to keep it going, and can't thank everybody that's my Facebook friend that's going to see this for your endless support.